welcome back to the Blizzard Cup Group B. We are down to our final 2 best-of-3s, potentially, unless we have a tiebreaker, to decide who gets those top 3 spots.
Yeah, we just saw basically a Protoss team kill between Rain and Seed, and Rain now with 1 match that he could decide in his favor. But we are starting with another Zerg versus Zerg first. viOLet against Sniper. And viOLet has proven against Live that he is really pretty awesome in this match. Here we have the current standings. Rain still taking 4th place, Seed, 5th place. Seed being 4th, Live, viOLet and Sniper would advance at the current standing, but the most important game later on is going to be the match between Seed and Live.
Yeah. Look at that. You can see basically how things shape up here. Sniper having the clear victory as far as sets, win and losses go, but that could all change here if viOLet 2-0s him. In which case then he will fall back and take 3rd place. Depending on how Life does, everything could change though.
Yeah, right now if viOLet wins with a 2-0, he's definitely the 1st in the group. If Sniper wins, no matter with which score, he's going to be definitely the 1st in the group. And yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, and in fact, if that happens, then does it matter if Life beats Seed? Because if the 2nd and 3rd place, I guess, only matters for prestige to change those 2 spots. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to get 1st at all.
No,
if viOLet wins, he can't get 1st at all, right?
Excuse me?
If viOLet wins, Life can't get 1st, right? If he wins 2-0, that is.
No, if viOLet wins, then Live has a very slim chance of winning. He needs a 2-0 though, because if there could be a tie. If there is a tie, viOLet would advance over Seed because of direct comparison. Yeah. There are a couple of tie scenarios that we have.
Here is Game 1, viOLet versus Sniper, 2012 GSL Blizzard Cup Counter.
To the top right of the map, we currently have in red our ZvZ player, a specialist in the Zerg versus Zerg. Yes.
Ajibu Pilot.
On Whirlwind, the first map that he has to play against his opponent, who currently has the 1st rank in the standings. To the bottom left of the map, we have the GSL Code as champion. It is in blue, the MVP.
MVP Sniper.
ZvZ on this map oftentimes revolves around the 3rd base because there's 2 entrances by ground. Mutalisk can be used to fly in as well, and if you can get a really heavy lead against your opponent by denying the 3rd, then you can get an early lead. But the natural, since it's so far away, is a little bit more difficult to pressure.
Currently, 1st in the standings is Sniper with a map score of +3. If he wins this series with a 2-1 or with a 2-0, then he will be number 1 in the group. There's no doubt about it, because no one can actually tie with him. Even if Seed later on defeats, if Live later on defeats Seed with a 2-0, they would not tie because of the better map score. On the other hand, if viOLet takes this with a 2-0, he would also be the 1st in the group. If he only takes it with a 2-1, and Live wins with a 2-0 over Seed, then it would be a little bit of a different story. So the score matters, but in the end, yeah, that's currently where we are. A match later on between Live and Seed will definitely determine who of the 2 of them will advance, but also influence the map scores a little bit because of the direct comparisons. We have a couple of statistics also on screen currently about the rankings of those players in the GSL. And of course, viOLet with him not living in Korea but living in America, he's ranked 64. Didn't play this many games in the GSL.
Yeah, he hasn't played it in a while. He got invited, he took a seed. You can see Sniper, even though for 2012 was ranked 2nd, he's ranked 13th in overall.
Sniper played in a couple of ZvZs already. Actually, that's not even true. He played in 1 ZvZ so far, of course. He played against Live, and he lost. He took the first map, and then he lost the series. On the other hand, Live lost to viOLet without winning a single map, and viOLet proved once again to be a really strong Zerg versus Zerg player. So if this trend continues, he might be able to take a win over Sniper here, and then suddenly change the ranking in the group, and also guarantee that he is going to take one of the top spots and advances to the next round.
Yeah.
Speed is a little bit faster here for Sniper as well. Gets a few Zerglings now out on the map, and we have the Overlord scouting. The expansions are, of course, ready for both of them.
The only Zerg who was able to beat Sniper was Life. It was a close series.
It was a really close series. Yeah, you're so right.
And viOLet so far has actually looked really good against Life. And he... What was his score?
Sorry? viOLet versus Life?
He 2-0'd Life.
Yeah.
For some reason I was thinking he had to play 3 ZvZs, but that's not true. But
no, it's 3 Zerg players, so you have to play 2 ZvZs if you're one of the Zerg players.
It's been a long few days for us. I lose my sanity.
Baneling Nest is now coming out.
Yeah, Baneling Nest, but Sniper is getting a ton of lings instead.
Yeah. Sniper is actually doing this a little bit Hyun style. Hyun is one of those players that really likes in Zerg versus Zergs on also 16 Harvesters to go for a huge amount of lings.
Oh wow, and there's no Overlords to spot. He doesn't see this at all, and he does not. He has no idea. He's making a Spineclaw just to be safe, but he's not going to see until until it gets to right here. This is the first glimpse he's going to get.
Here we go. He knows now what's coming up. The Baneling Nest is ready.
Out of his natural.
He's trying to get the Banelings, but as you can see, they are on the ramp, and he can actually destroy them before they are done.
Yeah.
1, 2, maybe 2.
He needs to micro his lings a little bit better against the Spineclaw. It looks like it's not going to matter.
He's going for the drones, and he's taking down a few of them. The Spineclaw is also dead.
That was a great Baneling hit for viOLet. That's one small step to maybe get him out of this.
Yeah, but still, he doesn't really have the Baneling numbers right now, and look how much damage he takes.
Oh, the Queen is going to go down here as well. It's going to really affect his production.
Oh my god, Sniper is doing so much damage here. The Harvester count is now also in favor of Sniper, and he is not done yet.
Yeah,
he's taking down even more.
I think he has actually just done it.
There are no queens left. The production alone is so much better for Sniper. He has a 6 supply lead.
He starts his own Baneling Nest.
Exactly, he's going for his own Baneling Nest. He's just running away right now with his lings. The Harvester advantage is sickening. He is at 24 against 13.
Yeah, he's just going to go back and drone up. He's going to start his Baneling Nest, as we already see here, and then use those Baneling Nests to defend against viOLet's better ling count.
He has a crazy lead in this game. 40 supply against 25, and for a reason. Double Queen. He has the better production. Miss an inject here, but well, what the hell? It doesn't really matter. 2 Queens against 0. A 10 supply Harvester lead at this point. Oh my god, Sniper.
viOLet can't even afford to make the Queens. He's got himself now behind in tech with the lair going up. Oh, gotta be careful there though, Sniper.
Sniper's even teching to lair already, and that's something that viOLet can't even think about. viOLet is just trying to equalize the drone score and attack. Yeah, well, that Baneling didn't do too much. Oh! That was close.
That was very close. But Sniper now has the position. He's making 6 more drones. viOLet is scared at home, even making another Spineclaw. He only starts 1 Queen, and it's all the money he has right now.
Sniper is in Zerg heaven at this point. He's currently just probably rolling a dice and trying to find out what he should do to take viOLet down.
He might just go for Spire. He's got enough gas to start a Spire right now. And he also has already taken 4. But instead, starts the Evolution Chamber first, and now there's the Spire. So I like this choice. Because the reason why it's a good choice is because he knows his opponent cannot afford, not even close, to have any sort of defense in line for this. He's not going to be able to take a 3rd base, that's for sure.
The Harvester count is still 42 to 30, and there is no Hive Tech. Sorry, no lair tech, of course. Even the Zergling gets into the main base, and he knows already, well, he's just started your tech just a second ago. I'm already done with 1/3 of my Spire. That's going to be fine.
He's going to be able to start maybe, I think maybe 8 mutas. He's going to do 6 and then 7 and then 8 while the Spire is finished.
I mean, viOLet started a really great series against Life, and he was always able to get the better engagements. But on the other hand, this is also true for Sniper's best of 3 that he can play it against a Startail Zerg player. So, Sniper, I don't think that he's one of those players who will make a huge amount of mistakes now and allow viOLet to get back into the game. viOLet is definitely not a pushover, so you need to be careful here. If you overextend yourself once, you might still lose it. But if Sniper runs with the advantage that he has, he should be unstoppable there, at least on Whirlwind.
Yeah. Spire is done. It pops. 6, 7. And I think we'll see the 8th one as well as the final muta. And then he'll just stick with the 8. Nope, gonna go 7 instead. Starts the Roach Warren. He's already got +1 way ahead. start that evolution chamber before the Spire.
Mutalisks are halfway done, and on the other hand, we have the infestation pit for his opponent.
Like I said before, this map oftentimes revolves around the third base, and the third base for Violet is just probably never going to happen.
The third base for Sniper is something that Violet should not be able to attack here. And Violet knows what's coming, of course. He saw it now. The Overseer is already taken down, and the Spore Crows are the answer for Violet. And at the same time, we also have the Infestation Pit for Sniper. He still has the better Harvester count. Just by a small margin, it's actually about to be equalized. And now we have the third base, and that's, of course, playing a huge role in this game.
Yep. So he's going to be able to get so much gas, Sniper is, and get the Infestor count massively ahead of his opponent. Also start +2 for his Roaches really easily. This Overlord should be targeted down. He's going to keep it away from home. Should be able to get the second one as well before he gets home.
Sniper won against Lenok in this matchup in the quarterfinals of the GSL Code S, and in the final here to face Hyun, another Zerg player that he defeated. So he's really experienced in the mirror matchup. We've seen that viOLet has just a vicious ZvZ as well, but Sniper is really showing his skills here, and he's 30 supply ahead. He has the third base already, but viOLet didn't even start his own third.
viOLet has more Overlords. Units lost in this game, 2,835 for Violet, 900 for Sniper, tripling units lost.
It's all this extra gas that is really doing a number on Violet now. Sniper is 30 supply ahead in this game.
It's just going to keep getting further and further.
Yeah. He has more Infestors, or he will have them in just a few seconds. And he is just in such a great position. We have a lead in Harvesters, a lead in Army Supply, a lead in upgrades, lead in everything.
He might as well get a lead in a big motion picture at this point.
Yeah. There's a tempted third base now for
look at
Violet.
this Baneling. Boom! Perfect trap there. And that's he sees those slings and he's like,
The drone. The drone is like, nope.
That drone is like, no, thank you.
That is like a deserter drone. It's just going to run to the left side.
There's a Ling there too. He's like, I just can't catch a break.
Yeah. Bye-bye, drone.
Drone on the right side of the map going to get taken out. Meanwhile, the Mutas are going to trade here in the main base against drones.
Every drone hurts. Every single one. And he's taking down so many. He doesn't really care about the Mutalisks at this point. He's just taking down Harvester after Harvester.
28 Harvesters killed in total. The Army Supply is 90 versus 37.
Yeah, he loses the Mutalisks here. He knows that he's going to lose them eventually, and he's just trading against drones now.
He wants to max out with a better army anyways.
35 Harvesters, 42 now against 63, and Sniper, he is doubling Violet's supply, and Violet still has no third base.
Well, this is just unfortunate for Violet. There's nothing he can do. A great fungal on the Infestors, and he actually connects some Banelings here, but it's still not enough.
No. This game is over, and the Violet knows it as well. This was an early attack by Sniper, and he played this Hyun style on 16 Harvesters and then going into a lot of Zerglings, and it worked. GG. Sniper takes the first game. Well played. Really well played here. Puts him up one map again. Which also means now that even if Violet is able to win the series with a 2-1, he is not guaranteed to be rank 1 in the standings.
Yes. This music is pretty intense, man. It just feels fitting. Sniper, I feel, has definitely been the most badass player in the group. For me personally. Just not cutting any corners. Just loves to be unpredictable. He's a scary opponent to face, and he is the most recent Code S champion, which I feel makes him like the most contemporary Zerg versus Zerg baller. I mean, I don't know what else to say. He's like the one who's been winning ZvZs more recently than anyone else.
He has a sick mirror match, and against Live he wasn't really able to show it, but at this point he's just in really such a good spot. Daybreak is the second map. This is the map that Violet now chose.
And the thing is, in that last game, that wasn't even about how good his ZvZ is. That was just about the mind games and the build order he chose and how well he executed it. And then from there, it's like, well, he just wins by default as long as he doesn't make a mistake. We didn't really see very many decision making. It's not like Violet got out. The decision making that Sniper made was like way better than Violet. Violet did everything right that he could have from that position, but there was nothing. There was no good choice to make.
Yeah, now we're heading into the second game. It's going to be on Daybreak, as mentioned before, and we are going to find out if there is a chance left for viOLet to take this back, to have a quick shot at this, but, well, he needs to step it up a little bit. viOLet versus Sniper here at the Blizzard Cup 2012. Let's jump into game 2 on Daybreak.